Welcome back into Tapped Out here on the BetQL Network. Right now, let's welcome on half of Saturday night's main event. Tom Aspinall joins us on the show. Now, kind of funny, not funny, but kind of crazy that Alexander Volkov, he was supposed to be the guy you were fighting for a while up until this week. And then there was a question of, was he going to be able to get into the UK? What's that like, getting this close to the fight and not really knowing if it's going to go down?
I mean, absolutely wild experience, absolutely wild. But it's not my first. This is not my first rodeo with something like this happening. You know, I fought all through the COVID era. You know, I've been all over the world to fight in different places, Abu Dhabi, Vegas, and etc. And yeah, it was the same kind of thing then. Opponent switching in my last fight. I had an opponent switch fight week. So yeah, this is unfortunately part of the sport. And right now, there's nothing that any of us can really do about this war. You know, it's a terrible thing. And you know, the sanctions and all that. There's nothing that anybody in the UFC or outside the UFC can really do. So I try my best not to stress about it, but to be honest, it has been stressful.
Yeah, I'm sure it has been with all the uncertainty. That's never easy, but with all the seriousness that's been going on, like, do you feel, Tom? I mean, UK is just such a great fight city, like the fight nation, really. Everybody's supporting their own. Like, what is the buzz there like, man? The UFC is back. One of their own is on there. They got a ton of guys that are fighting on Saturday night. Like, do you feel the electricity already in town for your fight?
Oh yeah, mate. We love a good scrap in the UK. We absolutely love it. Yeah, man. I'm just getting so much love at the moment. Like, I can't walk down the street without anybody shouting out the car, pulling over for a picture, or, you know, just saying good luck on the way past. It's absolutely amazing. The buzz in the air in London this week has been absolutely unbelievable.
Is it more stressful to fight at home opposed to maybe fighting overseas?
No, I don't think it's more stressful. Definitely not, because on Monday, you know, I got to train in, you know, my usual gym. I wasn't jet lagged. You know, I got to take my kids to school and pick him up from school and stuff, and just do normal day-to-day stuff, and all that kind of stuff just takes your mind away from the fight. You know what I mean? You don't want to be thinking about this stuff like 24/7. So it was it's been very nice, to be honest, and I don't have to travel. Like, I'm so used to traveling around the world and doing these 20, like last time I went to Vegas, we had a few delays and stuff, and it was like a 26-hour trip. So this time it's so nice, like 3 hours door to door, and yeah, I just feel fresh this week.
Why is the fight culture over there just so crazy, man? Like, I remember back, first time I remember being introduced to it was Ricky Hatton, Floyd Mayweather. Ricky Hatton, just like the band was coming over there. They took over Vegas. It's crazy. You see the kind of intros they have for Anthony Joshua. It's like a damn WrestleMania. Like, why is it like next level over there with the passion that they have for you guys?
I have no idea, to be honest. We're just passionate people, I guess. I don't know. We just get behind our own big time. Like, if someone's doing good, everybody will just push. And as a person also from Manchester, like, I'm a massive Ricky Hatton fan. You know, like, when Ricky Hatton used to fight, we used to stay up at, you know, he was fighting in Vegas. I'd be a little kid staying up in the night cheering for him. And yeah, I don't know. We just get behind our own. And even when you go to, like, boxing was invented in the UK, like, it's such an old sport, and there's so many families, and, you know, everyone's dad and uncle and brother is a boxer or whatever. And yeah, it's just a big fight place. Like, people here love to fight. You know, you only need to go to a few bars on a weekend in the UK, and you're gonna see a few fights popping up here and there.
Is the so for this one, is it mean something to you? Because I saw you got a cool shout out this week from Tyson Fury. That guy's, you know, obviously blown up to be such a huge star. You guys have known that for a long time over there, but what does it mean to get something like that from the heavyweight champion of the world?
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. You know, Tyson is obviously a hero of mine and many people in the UK at this point. Like, he's me. But, you know, me and Tyson, we've known each other for quite a long time. I know his father. I know all his brothers, all 5 of his brothers. I know his uncle, his cousins. Like, I know his whole family. So to get a shout from Mr. Fury was good. It was nice.
Is that Tom? Like, you guys, does that blow your mind? Because I see this all the time locally down here in Miami. These guys, they're trained together for years, and then somebody just blows up. Like, how crazy is that? Because you're on the verge of this, man. Like, you're on the cusp of like superstardom and all that type. But you guys remember what the humble beginnings are, and then all of a sudden, Tyson's on every poster. He's all over the place. Like, what is it like seeing a guy that you see come up all the way, and then all of a sudden they're massive? Like, do you look at that and say, man, that's unbelievably cool? Does it blow your mind all because you want to be there too?
Yeah, of course. Like, they're inspirations, aren't they? Like, but you know, when you're in the gym and you're around these people, like, if you're around someone on a day-to-day basis, you kind of realize that, you know, that they're going to be a star before anybody else kind of knows. Like, absolutely no surprise to me that Tyson is where he is. Like, he's unbelievable, not only inside the ring but outside as well. Like, he's an absolute star in every sense of the word. Like, anybody who's been around Tyson for a long time can tell you that he was going to be a star when he, from what I'm hearing. Obviously, I didn't know him when he was a young boy, but all his family knew that he was going to be a star from when he was a young boy.
Talking with Tom Aspinall here on the BetQL network. Tom, who do you think right now is the best boxer in the UFC?
It's a good question. The best boxer, just pure boxer. I like Max Holloway. I think Max Holloway's got some great hands. I think his hands are fantastic. He puts his combinations together very well. He judges the range very well. He's really rangy and loose with his boxing. Yeah, I think probably Max Holloway. Off the top of my head, Max Holloway.
I know my co-host, he's been, just raving about you, Tom. He's like, this guy's going to be the next big thing. Huge, like definitely going to be champion of the world. Like, you've been steamrolling so far in your UFC run, man. It's been absolutely fantastic. Have you surprised yourself at all about how much success and how easy it feels like it's come? I'm sure the fights have been hard, but to us on the outside, it feels like, man, this guy has just taken like a duck to water to the UFC. No pressure at all.
When I had my first UFC fight, I kind of realized that, everyone, especially like in the UK, they put the UFC like up on this pedestal, like, oh, it's different when you fight in the UFC. These guys are just the same as everybody else. You know what I mean? They're different in your mind. That's the only difference. They're different in your mind. When you get in there and punch them, they're just going to fall over just like anybody else. They bleed the same as everybody else. They get tired the same as everybody else. They have emotions the same as everybody else. Like, they're just normal guys, and everybody has this thing in their mind like, oh, it's different when you get in the UFC. It's absolutely no different. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, I'm that co-host that he's talking about fanboying out. I'm saying Tom Aspinall is going to be a future champion. How important is it to you to one day have that belt wrapped around you?
It's important for sure. It just shows that, I've achieved my dream, but I'm not in a rush for it. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be in this sport for another 10 years. So I'm not in any kind of rush. I'll get it one day. But for right now, I'm not really focused on it, to be honest. I'm just thinking about the next fight ahead of me, and that's it.
Tom, when you take on a guy who has the experience of Volkov, everybody, the skeptics, they'll all say, well, he hasn't been these many rounds yet. He doesn't have the experience. What's it going to be like when he gets to those deep waters? How overrated do you think that talk is? Like, just because you haven't been there yet, I'm sure you've trained for it. So when you hear that chatter, it's always going to be a big storyline in a fight like this, youth versus experience. How overrated do you think maybe that point would be?
Of course, I expect people to say that, but in all fairness, they are valid points. Like, I've never seen the third round. I've never seen the fourth round. I've certainly never seen the fifth round. Like you say, not in combat. In training, I've seen it, but training and fighting is two different things. So the questions are there, but the questions are there for a reason. But I don't know how I'm going to do. This is very exciting for me as well. Like, I'm keen to see how I'm going to do as well. Obviously, I think I'm going to do okay. I think I'm going to be all right with it, but I don't really know. Like, this sport is not just about, knocking people out and making money and providing a life for my family. It's about that as well, of course. But I also want to answer some questions to myself as well. Can I still perform in front of 20,000 home fans? Can I still fight well in the fifth round? Can I still knock out someone who doesn't get knocked out very often? All these questions are yet to be answered, and I'm just as interested in it as everybody else.
What is it, if anything, that impresses you the most about your opponent Volkov coming up on Saturday night?
He's very durable. He's very awkward. His takedown defense is very good. He actually has more knockouts than I have fights. So the power's there. He's lengthy. He's rangy. He's got great cardio, and yeah, he's a fantastic opponent. Far superior to anybody else that I fought.
What was your reaction this week to seeing that brawl that was going on, man? That was some crazy footage that was going on in the hotel. Were you anywhere around that?
Yeah, I was actually right there. I was right there. Well, I just walked out and I was doing media, actually. I just walked out the room and I seen like loads of commotion going on. And the guy, the Spanish gentleman, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. I won't want to butcher his name, but yeah, the Spanish gentleman who was fighting with Paddy, he had like 10, 15 guys with him. Like, he had a serious entourage there. He came in the media room or the check somewhere. He came somewhere that I seen him, and he had like a serious entourage with him. I was like, what are these guys doing? Like, why are all these? And then 5 minutes later, I walk out of the media room and there's like a big commotion going on. So I didn't see exactly what happened. I just seen a lot a lot of like scuffling and a bit of screaming going on. So yeah, I've seen the videos. Obviously, I don't know. I think anytime Paddy's involved, you can expect a bit of chaos. It seems.
Talking with Tom Aspinall here on Tapped Out. You were talking about the pressures of fighting at home, fighting in your own backyard. We watched Derek Lewis recently, heavyweight, go out there in his own backyard in Houston. Me and Brennan always get in this debate. Who do you think, when it comes to heavyweights, after a victory, has the best celebration? Is it Derek Lewis? Is it tied to Ivasa? Is it you? Who's got the best celebration after a win?
Oh, it's definitely tied to Ivasa. Come on. That is some epic stuff. I would love to, me and Ty, we're going to fight each other one day for sure. And after the fight, definitely, I would love to get involved with that shoey stuff with him. That'd be epic.
How soon do you think possibly that could happen? Because he's been a guy, man. You want to talk about the last year when it comes to heavyweights? That guy's had a rocket tied to his ass.
Yeah, I mean, he's looked amazing. Super, super durable guy, super skilled guy, super dangerous guy, improving all the time. I don't know, sooner or later, all those top guys are all going to fight each other sooner or later. So whenever the time's going to be right. But right now he's ranked way above me. So who am I to say anything right now?
Can't wait to see that one. Can't wait to see you on Saturday night taking on Alexander Volkov in the Octagon.